What is up, folks? Rusty Shanks here with you on a Friday night. I have decided to quit my job, cash in my 401k, and I bought a little homestead here in the middle of nowhere. The little homestead is a little bit beat up, so I've decided to make a few modifications. After watching a few people play, I have finally learned how to come into the game with zero money. So what I'm going to do with the property that I do have here, little trailer down here, it's probably got a little black mold. We're going to get rid of that. We've got a little silo here we can get rid of. Got another one here. Okay. And another one here. So after selling all of that stuff, I am now up to $28,000, $28,500. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to go in here and I am going to sell off my vehicles. Most of them are beat up. As you can see, my international truck is at 10% condition. My John Deere is at 20%. And the Pottinger Servo 25 is at 0%. So most of them are in pretty bad condition. I'm going to sell the old pickup truck. I'm going to sell the old Pottinger Servo. Yes. That is going to leave me with $64,839 and a beat up tractor. But I have a game plan. My game plan is pretty simple, folks. I'm going to go up here, get this old John Deere fixed up. I'm going to put a little modifications on her. And I may actually skip ahead forward till I get up there because this is quite a long drive. And I will be making this drive multiple times. All right, one thing I'm going to do, folks, before anything else, I'm going to save this. Oh yeah, well, actually, I am terrible at that, with the double menu thing. I want to set this to where it does not automatically save. I'm going to go to 2 days per month. And now I want to save this. That way, if I have to start over, I can kind of start right back here. All right, well, let's try this again. It's one of the times that I actually made the right decision by saving that, because I just got a long ways down the road there, probably a good 20 minutes down the road, and realized, one, I hadn't saved it for a while, thankfully. Two, I had made a pretty big mistake. We're going to repair our tractor. We're going to customize our tractor. We're going to set this up with a 3-point attacher. That can stay the same. Customize, that is zero cost to do that. Yes, I want to do that. Okay. So now, what we would like to do is go down and get us a winch. Come on, winch. Where you at, winch? Oh, I missed it somewhere. Yeah, I'm always looking for it in the first row, and it's not. All right, we're going to buy ourselves a winch. Yes. Okay. We are going to buy ourselves a chainsaw. Yep. And a tree trimmer so that I do not have to run back and forth like a madman sawing tree limbs off. Okay, I think for right now we've got everything we need from up top. I will be back here in a little bit to pick up some more stuff. We can get this attached here. All right. So probably what I'll do, folks, is I'll probably edit this drive down the road. I probably said this already. It's been a while ago when I might have said it, but I've got to drive this route quite a few times. We'll catch you at the homestead. All right, folks, we're finally pulling in the driveway of the homestead here. So the first thing I want to do, and again, this is probably going to be a part where I fast forward a little bit. Hop on up there, buddy. There you go. I want to get this area opened up a little bit with a kind of gravel area so I can park my equipment. And we are going to set us up a sawmill. The first thing I'm going to do real quick, just because I've learned my lesson, is I'm going to save it. There we go. So worst case scenario, it happens again. We've at least made it this far. Okay, so I will probably fast forward most of this. One thing I will say is one of the problems I had when I messed up a minute ago was getting this place squared up. It just doesn't seem like they've squared it up very well. But anyway, we're going to get her squared up a little bit. We're going to get an area opened up for the equipment. Here we go. All right, folks. So we got this little area cleared out. Left with about $48,423. So what I would like to do now is come back to construction. I want to go to factories. I would like to find myself the sawmill for $36,000. Okay, now let's make sure we get this squared up, folks. All right, yep, that's pretty well squared up. So then I think what I'll go ahead and do right now, I'm going to go back here and finish this little piece up right here. Yeah, that ought to do it. Okay, so we've got ourselves a sawmill. We've got ourselves a tractor. Got ourselves a winch. Got ourselves a chainsaw. You know what we're missing with all this grass out here, right? You guessed it. We're missing a lawnmower. So let's get ourselves a lawnmower here. Oh, I do like all these. I spent a lot of time going through as many of the modifications as I could. I tried to do maybe a little bit different than what I've seen a lot of people doing. And it seems like there's only so many options, but I think what I'm going to end up trying to do is make me some money on trees and on grass. I don't think I need that. We are going to put a rear hitch on here. We're going to change the color here to black. Some white rims. Yeah, look at that. Look at that good looking mower there, folks. Okay, so we're going to buy that. And then what we need is a collector. So we're going to grab that. We want to do the 6,000 capacity. Yep. So that's going to bring me down to $5,287. Oh, I know what I need, folks. I need a tent. I need a tent before I run myself out of money, but I think the tent's only like $26. If and I'm correct. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Farmhouses. All right, $26. Okay, why are you not popping up there? Oh, I may have to do it with my mouse here, folks. Okay. Now can I control it? There we go. All right, I'm going to try to get my tent a little bit out of the way here. And I want to kind of clean up this little area anyway. So now we've got our tent, we've got our sawmill. I've got $5,148 left. So I believe what I would like to do, well, I thought I was going to have enough money to buy that thing there, and I don't. But what I do have enough money to buy, I believe, we're going to go all the way down to the bottom here. Should be able to do this grass drying rack. So this is another, I need to kind of have this where I can get to it and not get in the way. So this was the other mistake I made, was I put my tent, see how squared up that is. Looks squared up. I put my tent right in front of my sawmill, basically not leaving myself any room to drag trees in. So now you know why we had to go for, now you know why we had to go to round 2 here. Okay, so let's lower that down a little bit. Kind of want to do the same thing here, just give this thing, I probably could have done gravel, but it is a grass pit, so, or grass dryer. I feel like, I may have said this earlier, I did do this scenario, just played it out a little bit. I didn't make it past the first day, but I figured it'd end up working. But the one thing I could not figure out was exactly how this drying rack works. But then again, I'm starting to feel like I might have needed to have the tedder, if I said that right, to actually get the grass a little bit drier so it would turn into hay quicker. I don't know for a fact. I just know I couldn't get my grass to turn into hay. But either way, I may have to drive up to town here every now and then and turn in my hay and sell it. But all right, so this is where we were at about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just about out of money. I need to go up here and grab my mower. Probably gonna fast forward a good majority of this, folks, but it's a good looking mower right there. Whoa, easy. It is a little squirrely. But I should be able to start making a little bit of money cleaning up the homestead a little bit by mowing the grass, running the grass up there and selling it. I think I can cut down trees, drag them into that sawmill and start selling planks and things of that nature. All right, made her back to the homestead. So, I think what I'd like to do on this series, and we're going to see how quickly this time goes, but I think I'm going to move this to 10 times because what I'm kind of hoping to do, let's see how quickly that moves. So yeah. All right. So we move the time to 10 times. It's about 6 seconds for every minute that goes by. Because what I'm hoping to do is maybe do this series in days. So like this would be day 1. So day 1, we have basically got ourselves set up in pretty good shape before noon. I think the first thing we're going to try to do is go out here and get us a couple trees and drag them on up to this sawmill and see if we can start making some money. What I'd eventually like to do, folks, is I would like to, I better back up. I think them trees might hit the old tractor. What I'd eventually like to do is start making enough money that I can start building up the equipment that I need to start getting myself some crops growing in that field, maybe actually open up another field. I almost thought about keeping my other plow, the plow that I started with. What am I doing? Here we go. I thought about keeping the plow that I started with. At the same time, I kind of needed almost as much money as I could get to kind of start it, get it started like this. What I'm hoping to do is to bypass the the rinse and repeat, if you will, of cutting this thing in the right size and carrying it over into a trailer. I kind of did this on one of my other series that I was doing. Oh, ran myself over just about. Whoops. Let me have that winch. I was actually trying to do this with a four-wheeler, and I may have missed something, but I couldn't figure out how to get the four-wheeler winch. Oh, crap. I couldn't figure out how to get the four-wheeler winch to work. I have really messed that up. Let's see. There should be a way. I choked that thing too close or too far back on that tree, I think. Yeah, I may need to actually. All right, come on. There we go. It pulled it. I think what I'm going to do real quick, folks, not that it would have helped me in that scenario any, but I need to go ahead and open this line up. All right, so that's a little bit better. Give me a little room to move around in there. All right, so now that I've got some wood in there, this one here always gets me. Okay, so we are going to change the output mode to selling. We are going to sell, sell, sell. All right, so we have $3,700 at right about 11 o'clock. Don't quote me on this. I think every hour that thing should sell some wood. Remind me not to choke up on this too much. All right, and then, well, I didn't mean to do that. Obviously. I may go ahead and fast forward some of this just to speed up the process, but I think what I'm going to do is work until noon. And then this first episode is basically going to be day one morning. And then we'll do another episode to be day two in the afternoon. So if you guys are watching this, I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you would. All right, folks, we're going to do one more tree here. Then I think I'm going to end this episode, but I've already cleared out, I don't know, 4 or 5 trees, maybe 5 or 6 trees. We're going to double check and see how much capacity I've got left in there. I think it's going to be plenty. But I'm going to probably take a little bit of a break and then come back and try to go till the rest of the day. I actually kind of thought that speed would be a little bit faster, but it seems like it's still taking quite a while to get through an hour. All right, let's get rid of that. All right, I need to back up a little bit, otherwise I might actually cut a little bit of this grass just so I can see these trees. As you can see, it's a little bit tricky to get to the tip of that tree there. Oh, I think I went too long with this. Oh, come on. Don't fight me too bad. Yep. Okay, well, there goes that. Let's see if I can get a little bit of leverage here. I can't. Holy cow. Detached tree from winch. That is the trick, and honestly, I thought I was closer to the end there. Apparently, I was not. Missed it by that much. Get her right there on the end. There you go. Now I actually need to, now I actually need to, yeah, there we go. Pull it in a little closer. Come on, buddy. Oh, you're not going to do it, are you? There it went. Okay, okay. Oh, watch out for the field. All right, so let's see. We're going to check out this capacity here. Like I said, I don't know. I might have got 5 or 6 trees in there. Yeah, it's up to 57%, so it is halfway done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode here, and we're going to basically call this day one at the homestead morning time or something like that. I'll have AI come up with something crafty for me. But I think we might end up pulling a couple more trees out. We may actually try to get that thing filled to capacity and then maybe do a little bit of mowing and make some money on the mowing and just kind of see where we're at come the end of the day. But I have a feeling once I get this little sawmill maxed out, I'm going to start producing money. I don't know, every hour or every couple of hours. All right, that's going to do it for episode 1 or day 1. Episode A. I don't know. I'll figure out what to call it. Hopefully the days won't be as long because we did start with just the 3 times or 5 times speed. So if you guys out there, if you want to see hour-long videos, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to try to keep these shortened up to somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes an episode. We'll catch you next time. Rusty Shanks out.